The morning the single father walked into a towering glass building to apply for a janitor's job, he had no idea that one name written on a simple application would bring an entire billionaire empire to a standstill. His worn-out shoes carried years of sacrifice. His faded blue shirt had been carefully ironed despite its age. In one hand he held a folder containing his documents, and in the other he carried a small lunchbox his 8-year-old daughter had packed with love. Employees rushed past without noticing him, but within the next hour, the company's billionaire CEO would see his application, freeze in disbelief, and whisper a name he had been searching for almost 20 years. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, second chances, and the power of compassion can change lives, please take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone you care about, and subscribe to Kindness Corner so we can continue bringing you heartfelt stories that restore hope. Elias Harper had once dreamed of becoming an architect, but life had other plans. After his wife passed away unexpectedly from a sudden illness, everything changed overnight. Medical bills emptied their savings, creditors called endlessly, and the house they had built together was sold to pay their debts. At just 36 years old, Elias became both father and mother to his little daughter, Nora. Every sunrise began with preparing breakfast, helping her with schoolwork, and searching for another job that never seemed to last. Construction companies downsized, offices automated positions, and every rejection slowly chipped away at his confidence. Yet every evening, no matter how exhausted he felt, he smiled for Nora because she deserved hope, not despair. For months they lived in a tiny rented room above an old grocery store. Rain leaked through the ceiling whenever storms arrived, and winter winds slipped through cracks in the windows. Nora never complained. She drew colorful pictures of brighter days and taped them to the walls, believing their room was simply waiting to become a home again. Her greatest wish was not toys or expensive clothes. She only wanted her father to stop looking so tired. One afternoon, while walking home after another unsuccessful interview, Elias noticed a hiring sign outside one of the city's largest corporations, Sterling Global Industries. They were looking for janitors. The pay was modest, but it included health insurance and a stable schedule. To many people, it was just another cleaning job. To Elias, it looked like survival. Early the next morning, he put on his cleanest clothes, kissed Nora goodbye, and made his way toward the impressive headquarters, surrounded by polished marble floors, sparkling fountains, and employees dressed in elegant business suits. Inside the Human Resources office, applicants quietly filled out forms. Elias carefully printed every detail on his application. Under previous employment, he honestly listed years of temporary labor and maintenance work. Under emergency contact, he wrote only one name, Nora Harper. When he reached the section asking for references, he hesitated before writing the name of an elderly retired teacher who had once helped his family through difficult times. He submitted the form with quiet dignity, thanked the receptionist, and prepared to leave without expecting anything extraordinary. Upstairs, billionaire CEO Adrian Sterling was reviewing hiring reports before an important board meeting. He rarely looked at entry-level applications, but one folder accidentally landed among executive paperwork after an administrative mix-up. As he absent-mindedly opened it, his eyes suddenly stopped. His hands trembled. The name written neatly across the page seemed impossible. Elias Harper. Adrian stared at the paper for several silent seconds before canceling his meeting without explanation. Every executive around him looked confused as the billionaire hurried toward the Human Resources department. 20 years earlier, Adrian had been a poor university student with enormous dreams but almost nothing in his pockets. During one freezing winter, he had collapsed from exhaustion after working multiple jobs while studying. Most people walked past him, assuming someone else would help. One young stranger had carried him to safety, bought him food with the last money he had, and quietly disappeared before anyone learned his name. Adrian never forgot that act of kindness. The only clue he had kept was a library card that briefly revealed the rescuer's name before it was lost during the chaos. Elias Harper. The security team quickly located Elias sitting quietly outside the building, eating the homemade sandwich Nora had prepared. Adrian approached slowly, studying the tired face marked by years of hardship. Time had changed them both, but kindness had left an unforgettable memory. After confirming a few details from that unforgettable winter day, Adrian realized there was no doubt. The man who had once saved a struggling student was now applying to clean the floors of the company that student had built into a billion-dollar business. Instead of offering pity, Adrian offered respect. He invited Elias into his office, not as a janitor but as an honored guest. While Elias nervously wondered whether he had made a mistake on his application, Adrian thanked him for giving him another chance at life many years ago. He explained that every success he enjoyed today existed because one stranger had refused to ignore someone in need. Tears quietly filled Elias's eyes as he admitted he barely remembered the incident. Helping someone had simply felt like the right thing to do. Adrian made a decision that surprised everyone in the company. Elias was offered the janitor position immediately, but it came with paid training in facilities management, educational support, and opportunities for promotion. Adrian believed that dignity mattered more than charity. He also arranged a scholarship for Nora, ensuring she could attend one of the city's finest schools without financial burden. He insisted that every opportunity be earned through hard work, but no good person should be trapped forever by unfortunate circumstances. Months passed, and Elias became one of the most respected employees in Sterling Global Industries. He treated every hallway, office, and employee with care because he understood the value of honest work. His dedication inspired others to respect every member of the staff regardless of their position. Nora flourished at school, her laughter replacing the silence that had once filled their tiny apartment. Together they eventually moved into a warm little home where rain no longer leaked through the ceiling. Every evening they shared dinner with grateful hearts, knowing that kindness given without expectation had quietly returned when they needed it most. If this story has touched your heart so far, please like this video, leave a heartfelt comment, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. Your support helps us continue sharing stories that remind the world that compassion still exists. Special request: comment below with the words, "Kindness always comes back," if you believe that even the smallest act of kindness can one day change someone's life forever. As the sun set over the city, Elias looked out from the company courtyard where he had once arrived carrying nothing but hope. He realized that true wealth was never measured by bank accounts or luxurious offices. It was measured by the lives we touch when no one is watching. Adrian had built a business empire, but the greatest investment he ever made was honoring the man who had once helped him without expecting anything in return. Their story became a quiet reminder throughout the company that every person deserves respect, every job deserves dignity, and every act of kindness plants a seed whose harvest may come years later in the most unexpected way. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not becoming rich. Sometimes it is discovering that goodness never disappears, it simply waits for the perfect moment to come home.